For example, I always tell this application as well. There is a huge stack of wheat. Take a photograph and find out what is the weight of that. That's all. You need not to go to a weighing scale and do the weight, but take a photograph. So this application is very, very easily possible to solve using artificial intelligence. Somebody has done an indigenous work here. You can search for Alex Graves from Toronto. What he has done, he has trained the neural network. I'll not go in detail of this, but he has trained the network to create his own handwriting. After the application is developed,
సార్ పైన ఉన్నా సార్.
పంపిస్తున్నారు అక్కడ.
లేడు సార్.
సరే సరే, ఏం లేదు, 2 o'clock ఒకసారి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ మీటింగ్ పెట్టుకున్నాం జూమ్ పైన.
2 o'clock సార్.
జూమ్ పైన
జూమ్లో సార్.
ఆన్లైన్ ఇన్విటేషన్ పెట్టండి కొంచెం. 2 o'clock మనం అందరం జాయిన్ అవుతాం. ఓకే
ఓకే సార్.
ఇన్విటేషన్ పెట్టండి 2 o'clock. డిపార్ట్మెంట్ మీటింగ్ టు రివ్యూ అబౌట్ ద ఎగ్జామ్స్ అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ సెమిస్టర్.
ఓకే సార్.
సంతోష్ సార్ దగ్గర సంతోష్ సార్ ఫోన్ ఇచ్చేసాను.
ఓకే సార్, చేయమంట సార్. ఓకే సార్.
want to find out the recognition, face recognition, what are the expressions we can find out. So in the classroom, if I take a video, I can find out how many of you are happy in classroom, or how many are sad, or how many of you are angry at the teacher. Because of several reasons, everything is possible to find out now. Very popular characters which are available in the movies, kids movies. What do you think? If you take this kind of images from Google and if you make a movie, and if movie is successful, the creator of this picture will ask you for the royalty. So you can't take a picture from the Google and you can just put it in a movie or somewhere and you can make money. It's not possible. It's not allowed. Right? It's a violation or infringement in case of patent when the pictures are copyrighted. So there are algorithms using GANs, generative adversarial network, which creates this kind of indigenous pictures which are not available at all in Google. If you want to have a visual question answering, it's an application of deep learning which is using multimodal fusion, where there is a picture and there is a question. The question is, where is the giraffe? And the answer is in the grass or whatever. Right? So this visual question answering is going to be booming now after online teaching learning is happening in schools as well, and that is definitely an application of deep learning. Now we have seen several applications here. What are the limitations? What are the limitations and what are the future directions for solving them? The first important limitation, which I already indirectly mentioned, is data. Data and data labeling, which are listed here both. Obtaining massive training data, which I already mentioned that is very, very comfortable relatively for Indian context, but in general it is very difficult. And second is data labeling. Once you get a data, who will label that? Suppose you get a data of the chest x-rays of corona patient, but somebody has to label that also. Right? So labeling and obtaining the data is a massive task, which is called pre-processing in case of artificial neural network or artificial intelligence. Second problem is explainability. For example, if somebody goes to a doctor tells that, okay, you have this particular disease XYZ. Story doesn't end there. What doctor does? Doctor explains that why you got up with disease. Right? If you have a machine learning algorithm, machine will predict that, okay, you have a disease. But right now, that explanation part is missing. So in front of machine, you put your X-ray, machine will tell you have this and this disease. But why I have caught up with this disease, machine is not been able to explain. Right? So there's a new branch which is called explainable AI, which is very, very important now in all the machine learning algorithms. So that's also a limitation right now. Of course, at SIT, we have a very good project, funded project from MHRD, Government of India, which is on explainability in case of healthcare, right? Which which we are solving using university in Australia, and of course we are at halfway right now. Then generalization of learning, whatever has been learned by the algorithm, it has been generalized or not. Okay, otherwise a lot of important cases will be missed. For example, if you have a transaction data of some particular user, okay, but not all the data, then some of the outliers will be missed, and that will be a bottleneck in the algorithm. So that is also a limitation if you are not training the algorithm very well. The fifth one, which is very recent, and now entire AI community at the threat, and that is vulnerable to attacks. AI algorithm can be hacked very easily somehow. So if it is so, for example, there is a car which is driven autonomously by an algorithm, and somebody hack and disable the sensor, and it knocks, right? So this will be a problem right now. Also, if there is a traffic sign which is stop, but somebody hacked and make it green signal, okay, then car will pass from the crossing, even though there is a red light there. So these are all the attacks which are possible right now. And before deploying any machine learning algorithm, it's very now required to protect this kind of algorithms first before the deployment. So that's a very important area which we call as adversarial machine learning. There's a huge amount of data bias, which is the next problem. For example, if the Stanford develops an application for skin cancer, most of the samples are taken from the white skin, right? But a person from India, a person from Nigeria goes and use that application, the accuracy is suffered. Should not be, right? So there should be very diverse data, and the application to be very diverse. It cannot be biased towards one particular ethnicity, one particular gender, or anything like that, right? So, but still it is present right now because it is limited by the amount of data, diversity of data. And that's what also I told that in India it is better because we have very diverse population, diverse interest, and several things are diverse compared to several other countries, and that's what it is good that you have diverse data so that your robustness of the algorithm is achieved. There's one more interesting bias here. Most of the AI robots which are developed, Sophia and all, they are all women. I don't know why they have not created men. So there is some inherent bias everywhere in the society. And the last limitation, there may be more, of course it's not exhaustive, this last from my slide, is art is missing. Art stands for accountability, responsibility, and transparency. Who knows that the algorithm which is developed for autonomous car is transparent and responsible as well, right? So there are very difficulties. Who knows that the algorithm which is developed for finding the medical application, diagnosis a particular disease, is not biased. For example, somebody can always develop an application where even though there is no positive disease, algorithm will tell it is positive. What is the guarantee? Because it is limited by the developers. So developers need to learn a lot of humanities and social science before applying to the real world. So this is also a limitation, and we will check that. So there are a lot of limitations as well. And it means I would tell these are opportunities for further development in case of artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of research directions where in future AI will develop. One, as I already mentioned, in case of explainable AI, the algorithm should not only predict, it should also explain why this prediction is. Then deep reinforcement learning, which is a combination of machine learning, deep learning with reinforcement learning. That is definitely a future. GANs, as I mentioned, it can create miracles, generative adversarial networks, which can generate something. People are also trying that you give a description of a flower, and flower image is generated by GANs. Okay, there is a very good success, almost 80% success here. And so you can imagine that you give some particular keywords and it can generate your BTech or MTech thesis, right? So this is possible using GANs now. Adversarial machine learning, I already told that there are a lot of attacks in case of on machine learning algorithms, so it should be prevented, and that is also an research area. Sentiment analysis, that is an coming up area. So we were feeling when AI was launched that AI will take care about IQ of a person, but now there are a lot of demonstrations which also tells that even sentiments it can find out. Algorithms will not have sentiments itself, but it can find out the human sentiments. Twitter sentiment analysis is one of the example. So if it can find out, then there are more applications. For example, one of my students is solving right now. Before 5 years, we develop an AI algorithm which predicts the stock market, predicts the stock Reliance prediction, right? What will be the next 5 days movement of Reliance stock? Let's say we did it before 5 years. Now what we are embedding is sentiments, because most of the time the stock market particularly depends on the sentiments of the person. Right now the sentiments is lockdown is open, so corona is gone, and that's what market is increasing since last 1 decade. So these sentiments, if you give as an input, it will make the algorithm even better, right? Particularly a stock market scenario which I'm doing. So this analysis is also possible using artificial intelligence. Then multimodal fusion, I already gave one application of that, whereby you ask the questions from a picture. But for example, if you get some particular news in WhatsApp, you want to find out the news are credible or not. You need to go to the other source, maybe Times of India, or maybe go to the Asta or somewhere. So if algorithm needs to do that, it has to combine different modalities, the information from different variant sources, which is multimodal fusion. Is one of the multimodal fusion type, and there are several others. If you want to, use AI, as I mentioned several times, you need to have a large amount of data, and large amount of data is possible if you use sensors everywhere. Put the sensors all across, get the data. So if there is a marriage between Internet of Things, IoT, and artificial intelligence, I am sure that huge amount of data is possible to get, and we are working in that as well. Industry 4.0, healthcare. As I mentioned, only 20 to 30% of the industries maximum are using AI right now, but there are huge scope. But the same industries those who are using can go for sophistication, or the industries which are not using artificial intelligence can now use that to increase the productivity. This one slide I have taken from McKinsey, which is supposed to be the world's leading company for giving the predictions about the economy and about several other things. So this graph tells that in travel and tourism, in education, only 10 to 15% industries are using AI. The highest one is in communication or financial services, obviously, right? Financial services, highest is even 28%. So 28% of the financial industries are using AI. So this also need to be up to 100%, right? So there's a huge scope. All the industries are facing a lot of crunch of manpower, trained manpower in case of artificial intelligence. If you want to use this artificial intelligence, what you need to learn? You need to learn only one programming language, which is Python, right? There are several other libraries available along with that, which can be integrated in Python, which is TensorFlow or Skylern or Keras or PyTorch. There are several variants, right? Which are very easy to learn. Most of the things are available ready-made. If you want to find out and develop an AI application which can find out this is cat and this is human being, I think the line of code required is 10 lines. 10 lines, right? It means coding is very limited. Everything is available online to be used free of cost on GitHub and other places. You can download the code, customize to your needs, and you can use that. Even the models of machine learning you need not to learn, they are available free of cost, coded. You can just call as a function. If you don't want to even take a pain of installing Python, version change, and other things, now the Google has come up with Google Colab, which is browser based. On a Google browser, you write Google Colab, put your Python code and run. That's all. GPUs and even TPUs are given as free there by Google. Of course, right now there are GPUs and TPUs in a restricted way, but it is given free. Writing code on your browser, not.
సార్ హలో.
సార్ పెన్షన్ దొరికండి సార్.
ఓకే సార్.
మన సాగర్ గారు ఉన్నారు అక్కడ, సాగర్ గారు మీరు కానీ.
ఓకే సార్.
MachineLearning.ai. There are 7 courses now by Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng is a scientist who is contributor in Google, development of the Google, works at Stanford University, and developed Baidu also for China. So he is a very renowned person. I would say always number one in case of artificial intelligence. So his courses are available, very nominal charge on deeplearning.ai. His video lectures are available on Coursera and YouTube as well on machine learning, that is free of cost. And there are other blogs as well. So you can learn. Resources are not is an issue at all. There are thousands and thousands of resources available free to learn artificial intelligence. Lot of blogs if you want to start towards data science and medium. They are very popular blogs. Regularly, almost every day, they post for article in artificial intelligence. So what are the future jobs? I always tell, even being an, working in computer science department, that coding jobs are going to be extremely limited. If I give analogy, which I always give, how many jobs are there right now of typewriter? That number of jobs will be there for codings in next 5 years of time. Does not mean that you should not know the basics of flowchart and all. You must know. You must be knowing extremely well one particular language. But right now there are huge number of coding jobs which is going to be very shrinking and almost going to zero in 1 decade maybe. The most important thing in 21st century is question dominates the answer. What I always tell is in 21st century, given a problem, it's not so difficult to solve because tools are available, AI is a tool. But finding a right problem to solve so that if you solve that particular problem, you can make money, you can do innovation, that is most important. And how we can learn this? It's not possible to learn if you go to engineering. It's only possible to know the problem.
సాగర్ సాగర్ సార్ హెచ్ఓడి కాలింగ్ ఎవరన్నా ఒకరు రమ్మను సాగర్ హెచ్ఓడి పిలుస్తాను అయ్యి సార్ సార్ ఏమో సార్ కనపడలేదు మరి అక్కడ చాలామంది ఉన్నారు మరి ఒకసారి వెళ్ళండి ఇక్కడ సిఎస్సి లెవెల్ పైన
In the curriculum of engineering and Symbiosis also, we have large number of courses. In fact, every semester there is a course on humanities and social science because that importance of this particular course will engineers are realizing once they are going to the companies. What are the career avenues after you know AI? Of course, you can work as an engineer. There is a huge demand after BTech or after MTech. But it's very easy now to have a startups because there is an ecosystem. Government wants to promote startups. For the first time in this country, there are extremely easy rules for filing an income tax, and that is only for startups, right? Government jobs looking for that. Before 3 days only, Government of India has launched AI Mission, a website where there are a lot of opportunities given for AI. In the budget, there is a provision exclusively for one technology, and that is only AI. The last budget, you see carefully. Academic jobs, how to teach AI, we are finding difficult right now to get good manpower. Is in general as an education institute. You can study further, masters, PhD in AI, and you can become scientists as well. In our research center also, we can have a scientist working exclusively on research, not teaching even. That is also possible. I'm sure there are a large number of students here and they must have some questions. So we, based on my previous experiences of the webinars and all, I have handcrafted some of the questions and some of the answers here. So maybe last 5 minutes, let us discuss that before I take the questions from you. The first questions people ask me, the students ask me is, if I'm interested in artificial intelligence, I'm sure most of you at this studio joined here, then I must do computer science engineering or need to have some computer science background? That is the first question, because somehow computer is in limelight and therefore it's not easy to get computer engineering in a good college, right? My answer here is simply no. Reason is AI is a tool, right? It's like, I cannot tell Microsoft Word belongs to computer engineering. So now no longer I can tell that AI is computer engineering, right? AI is a tool. If you want to develop a smart city, you need to know civil engineering. You need to know transport engineering, right? If you want to develop an industry 4.0 application, a robotic application, a car, anything else related to mechanical, you need to know mechanical engineering very well. You also learn AI as a tool and then apply. So I would say, if you really want to make a career using AI, you should have a domain knowledge of one particular area, maybe civil engineering, maybe electronics engineering, or maybe any other engineering. A very hardcore knowledge, learn AI, and then apply that. Only if you know AI, where will you apply? It's like Microsoft Word, but what? What you would do with this? You know Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Access, but what you will do that with that knowledge? Unless otherwise some civil engineer will tell that, okay, give me this calculation and make the sheet for me, right? So the basic core knowledge is mandatory, and on top of that you learn AI. That will be the ideal combination. So just don't drag to computer science. You can always go there, but just not because you want to learn AI and because you want to use AI, right? Marketing guys are using AI more right now, right? Because they find out what is your interest and they work accordingly, right? So this is what is AI, whereby you use as a tool, have a domain knowledge, and then mixed it up. Second question is, instead of 4-year long degrees, if I do an AI ML course, then what would be sufficient or not? Yeah. So you see, it is like you learn something today for 6 months. There are a large number of courses of AI, right? And you need to apply to some technology. That technology from where you will come. You know AI is a tool by having some certificate program from outside, 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, repeat, trace. There are several. But where you will apply? So the engineering mindset is missing there. So unless otherwise, as I mentioned in the previous slide, that you need to know the problem best. Finding the problem in 21st century is more important than solving. So if you have this kind of certificate programs, you know how to solve, but which problem you will solve? I will never advise, because your engineering mindset is highly required. Whatever you learn engineering, large number of assignments you solve, large number of teachers are giving a lot of pressure, I'm sure, in engineering. That all these things are required, which will go with you like problem solving ability. And for that, I don't advise only a short course somewhere. Enroll for engineering and then along with that you do more is perfectly fine. Suppose, for example, in our institute, if you do mechanical engineering, we have an option to have a certificate program offered in AI by computer engineering department. You can take very well as an additional course and then learn that tool, apply in your mechanical engineering. Yes, that is possible. After diploma, why should I go for degree? Instead, I can do certificate course and start working. So, which is saying, unless otherwise you do very thorough engineering, you will not be able to understand engineering. So, your application which you learn, a tool which you learn, will not be possible to implement. So, answer is almost similar here. Now, there is an interesting question. If my maths is weak, which is general, which should not be ideally, because we are in India right now, we are supposed to be the best in mathematics compared to several developed countries as well. But if it is weak, I can't learn AI at all. I would say now the situation is reached in such a way that even with a little maths, you can use AI in most of the application. Even though earlier I was also not believing when I was a student of IIT, because IIT means a lot of mathematics. But now slowly the algorithm has moved in such a way, such an abstract level, that even without much mathematics, I'm sure you can learn AI as a tool and you can implement it. Maybe you can definitely be successful without mathematics if you use AI in Industry 4.0. But if you want to be super successful, again, if you want to develop an indigenous application, again, I'm sure mathematics is required. And the last question is future is only AI ML engineering? It's not only AI ML engineering. I think future is for engineers for sure, for making this life better. Any engineering, in fact. But at the same time, those who are engineers, there will be two kinds of engineers. Engineers with AI as a tool and engineers without AI as a tool. So those engineers who learn also AI will, I think, surely dominate those who are not. That is for sure, because AI is everywhere. That will be my answer here. So what is there for you at our institute and at my Center of Artificial Intelligence? We offer internship. We have a student from Gujarat as well, I think she said, who is doing internship with us in AI Center. We offer BTech projects not only for our students, for outsiders as well on a very competitive basis. We expose them to our research and live projects as well in AI. Of course, most welcome for MTech and PhD research as well. So even our BTech students, I forgot to mention that our BTech students are also doing internship with us. They're finally a project with us, and also they're publishing papers, Scopus kind of papers as well. We offer certificate programs in all disciplines, like we have in, of course, in artificial intelligence, but at the same time, let's say we have it in smart, cities as well. Smart cities means it is civil engineering is offering, but of course, couple of courses will be taught by AI Center or computer engineering department. We have a very specialization courses. For example, if you do BTech with us, we have a specialization in artificial intelligence. Right? If you do mechanical with us, then also you can have several electives from artificial intelligence. So even if you do electronics, of course, electronics is having in structure AI as a course, maybe next semester as well. So there's always an amalgamation of all these things. We have very strong semester abroad program where for 6 months students are going abroad and we do the credit transfer. And the most important thing is startup. On the third floor of our building here, we have an incubator where if you have an idea, we give all the facilities which is free of cost to the students because we got huge grant from Government of India to establish that, the equipment, the mentoring, how to file a patent. For that, whatever money is required, a patent attorney is sitting there on the patent person who knows how to file a patent is sitting on the third floor. So everything is possible at our institute if you have an idea. Believe me, a couple of students of those who are in first year and second year of our institutes, they have started their own company, right? And they are from, one of them is from Maharashtra, one of them is from Gujarat as well. They have started their own company and they are first year or now they are in second year students of our institute. So that's all. I think this is all from my side. And any questions, you can write to us. You can see our website, SIT Today or in or my Sky website, sky.edu.in. And the last I will end with this quote by Andrew Nag again. Of course, I'm fan of him because he is the one who is pioneering AI. He is the one who has also co-founded Coursera. You can imagine the stature of that particular person who has written that artificial intelligence will transform every industry just as electricity did before 100 years. Between now and 2030, AI will create an estimate of 13 trillion GDP.
సెకండ్ ఇయర్ సబ్జెక్టులు ఏమున్నాయి మీరేంది
US dollar. So with that, I will end my talk.
సెకండ్
I'm
ఇయర్
sure
బీకామా
maybe some questions if you have, you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This
Inka?
has been one of the most insightful sessions that we all might have attended. And basically, you know, a student or a professional or a faculty of engineering, everyone would have taken back some of the key points from your presentation definitely. And we have almost 90 plus questions. I would try to collate the questions so that you know some of the important questions can be answered. Now, one of the important questions that has been asked is that why AI is always limited to applications in
ఇన్లాగ్ అండ్
healthcare
డిజిటల్
or
కమ్యూనికేషన్.
applications in transportation, why not AI is still not applied to a very basic
Srinivas,
day-to-day
right?
life, what we can say, activities like, urban water supply,
ECA
or
lika.
might be the coordination of
ECA.
vaccinations and all these things.
లిక్
ఇక్కడ
అయిపోయింది.
రాసా ఈసీ రాదు ఈసీ
It's a
రాదు.
very, very
ఎన్ని
good
సబ్జెక్టులు
question.
అయినాయి? ఒకటి,
You see,
రెండు,
the
ఐదు
problem with
అయినాయి.
AI
అయినాయా?
is it can work very well in a very, very focused domain.
బిఎఫ్డబ్ల్యూ
And
మళ్ళీ
focused domain means like unlike human beings, right now we can do several tasks together, but AI can't. AI needs to be very focused. In that focused domain, lot of data
B
for
Santosh.
training and learning is required for that
Nader
particular
Santosh.
task. Otherwise, it is very,
సంతోష్
very
కుమార్
limited.
అయినా
Right?
I
So
know
I'm sure
Santosh
the
Kumar.
data may not be available. And second reason is common sense kind of task. AI cannot do as of now. Thanks to
Santosh
that,
Kumar.
because human beings are better in that case. Of course, the common sense is very uncommon, but still human beings are
అరే ఇదేదో క్లాస్ మీద
really, really
తిరిగిపోయా
very good at
చెప్పలేవు.
that, which is a very futuristic task for AI. So it leads to something called generalized
Second year
artificial
కదా?
intelligence, which is not easy right now for a computer. And that's what is a good news for us, that we cannot be, never be replaced by computers or artificial intelligence.
Thank you so much, sir. Now the next question is that will AI be totally replacing the physical labor in future, especially in India? And if yes, then how it will
Got it.
affect all the human beings who are basically working as physical labor?
థర్డ్ ఇయర్లో
Human labor definitely, finally,
Games.
maybe in the decade or couple of decades, will be taken care by AI algorithms and robots for sure. But I think it will increase the living standards of us. I don't think people will be jobless. You see, I always give an example whereby there was a software implemented in banks, and the bankers were feeling that now the job will be lost. I can even show you some cuttings, before 20-25 years, they is there on Google. There was a havoc that people will lose these jobs in the bank. I think today there are maximum opportunities in financial sectors and bank. Right? So the level will be changed. The kind of job will be there. It will not be labor kind of job, but more towards using your IQ. Right? So that will be my answer here. The shift of the job will be always there, which is there in every. Let me take a freedom here to tell one particular small things from a book. That
నువ్వు
before
కూడా ఓపెన్ చేసావా
30 years, it was like, suppose in my days case, it was like, suppose
11
someone
started
is
me.
working in State Bank of
ఇది
India
అయిపోయింది
or
క్వశ్చన్
let's say
సెట్
post office. It will be lifelong, right? One job will be there lifelong. They
దిస్ ట్రైన్
retire from
అవును
SBI. Let's say. Now, in 21st century, there is
బాగా చెప్తాను
all the executives. There is a
మొత్తం
buzzword.
నేను లేట్గా
Every
ఇంతకుముందు
5 years,
జాయిన్
the
అయ్యాను
executives change the job. In industry, in education institutes, everywhere, every 5 years or 7 years, roughly, people change the job. Because they feel that if they are not changing, it means you are obsolete. So trend has changed. Nobody in 21st century, ideally executives I'm telling, will retire from the same job 30 years or 40 years, which was the trend. The future which is coming is totally different. The future is every 5 years you need to change your profession. Today you are teaching profession, tomorrow because of corona teaching will wiped out, it will be online teaching, maybe something else. Okay, so you need to change your profession every 5 years. So that kind of more challenges will be there, but at the same time more opportunities as well. So nothing is going to stop, right? So let's say give an example of bank, more opportunities in banks. So there are more opportunities will be created. For example, autonomous car driving. So we feel that a lot of people will lose the job, those who are drivers, right? But there are several opportunities. You can imagine this particular car knocks someone on the road. Who is responsible?
ఇది నెట్
The
నుండి
person who has
తీసుకుంది
developed a car, developed an algorithm, or
డైరెక్ట్ నెట్ నుండి తీసుకుంది లింక్ యాప్ కాదు
there are thousands of openings in Go. If you want to use autonomous car, what are the
నిజంగా కూడా
problems
అట్లా
which are
లేకపోతే
to be
కొత్త యాప్
solved?
ఇట్లా అయిందా?
So there are more
లేదు
opportunities.
నెట్ నుండి తీసుకుంది
There will be
జూమ్
shift
యాప్
of the
ద్వారా
jobs,
కాకుండా ఇది డైరెక్ట్
right? But jobs will
వెబ్సైట్
be
ద్వారా
different.
ఉంటుంది చూడు
మ్మ్.
జిపిఎస్ మనోడు కదా
Now, sir, the next question is
Sagar.
that do AI and data protection go together? Or how should we have, a balance between AI and data protection? Is AI hampering
ఇంకా
our
GPS
data privacy?
మూడు
Definitely
సబ్జెక్టులు
yes.
ఉండదా ఒకటి
AI is
Optical
definitely hampering
communication,
our
huh?
privacy. As I mentioned, Google knows more
వెంకటేశ్వర
about me compared to my wife, I'm sure.
ఇంకా
What I do on my cell phone or whom I I call or which what Amazon application I use or
Better, huh?
what I purchase.
And
So
then
AI knows better than me. So there is
quality
an issue of
management,
privacy.
huh?
But now the governments are coming up with the solution.
Yeah,
They
okay.
are having privacy
Hotel
preserving
quality
laws as well,
management,
టోటల్
which
క్వాలిటీ
is
మేనేజ్మెంట్.
implemented in Europe,
QM,
but it's going to be there in India as
అంతేనా?
well.
అంతే.
So yes,
ఒకసారి
the
చూడు.
question is very very important. That privacy is at the breach, particularly in healthcare sector and finance sector. There are a lot of openings now.
టైం టేబుల్ దగ్గర ఉంటుంది చూడు
Use,
గ్రూప్లో.
privacy preserving AI algorithm.
టైం టేబుల్
How to
ఆడపడండి.
develop privacy preserving AI algorithm. So there are more opportunities again. But the question is very well taken that there are a lot of issues with the privacy, right?
Yes. Now, the next question, which has been asked again and again, is like that why
గ్రూపులు
do,
లేదా?
again the same theme, that why are we not applying
TQM అని
AI
రాసేస్తాను.
to solve our day-to-day
Total quality
problems like
management.
transport or managing traffic or
Right now, Google is giving you indication that there is a traffic jam ahead. They can already do.
ఇక్కడ ఏం రాయాలా?
So that
డేట్స్
is
రాయాలట.
definitely an application of AI. So we are
Dates
using,
right,
but if you are finding that people are not using, it's good. You can start your own company and try to solve that. That will be my answer.
yes. Now, again, a very basic question, that what is the difference between RNN and CNN? So basically, how to find out that which application basically needs to be solved using CNN and which application needs to be solved by RNN. Again, in this, I would like to add something, that which applications do really need artificial intelligence for solving them, and which applications might need deep learning for solving them.
బాగుందా వాయిస్
Okay, so
క్లారిటీ
the
బాగుంది
answer to the first question is whenever
ఆన్లైన్
there is a
క్లాసెస్
time
డూరింగ్
is a factor, or whenever the sequence is important,
మే ఫస్ట్
at that time you need to use RNN.
20యా?
And where it is not important, CNN is okay. For example, if you want to just recognize an image, CNN is okay. But if you want to
105,
translate English to French, RNN is mandatory, because you cannot translate word by word. You have to read the entire statement or maybe entire paragraph before you translate. Otherwise, meaning will be lost. So in that
21.
case, you need to remember the previous words and previous statements, right? So memory is not there in case of CNN, but there is a theoretically infinite memory is present in case of RNN. So wherever there is a time involved or sequence is important, you need to preserve the order of the sequence. You need to use RNN. There, the second question was very interesting about where to use AI and where not to use AI, right? So wherever there is a simple problem, there is no use of AI. If the problems are messy, which cannot be solved simply, then and then you should use AI. So finding a messy problem is always a challenging task. So finding a right problem to solve is, and again I'm telling, is a challenging task.
Okay. So the next question is that how efficiently can we use AI in genomics? If we have lots of data of genome sequences,
బాగా
then
చెప్పిండు. క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా మంచిగా
use
పడతాను.
of AI and what
ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఎక్కడెక్కడ యూజ్ అయితే ఏ లిమిటేషన్స్
Yeah, in fact,
ఏంది,
we are doing one project
నెక్స్ట్
which I
ఫ్యూచర్
told
ఏంది.
about with the Australian University, Queensland University. We are doing a project which is funded by Government of India, which is on the same that genomes data are given and you find out predict the particular disease. Not only
20
predict the
days
particular
కి
disease, but you also
వస్తాయి
explain.
క్లాసులు.
This algorithm should explain that
అంటే 3
because
వారాలు
of this
అనుకో,
problem in this particular genes,
వారానికి
this was the
2, 3
deficiency, and that's what this particular disease has been induced.
9, 10, 11 అట్లా అయినా
If somebody is having a genes data,
మొన్న ఎంత పంపిస్తాను? 4-5 పంపిస్తాను.
you must apply
అయితే 3, 2
various algorithms of AI, particularly
Algorithm
because the
algorithm.
sequence will be important there.
లేదు మే
LSTM
ఫస్ట్
and
2020
RNN
మధ్య.
మే ఫస్ట్ నుంచా?
But don't forget that for
Sir.
this kind of
అంత
genome
అయిపోయింది
data
సార్.
processing, lot of insights into genomes
సార్ టోటల్ ఎన్ని
science
రాయాలా?
will be required and a huge processing power.
డేట్స్ అంటే మనం టైం టేబుల్ చూస్తాం సార్.
Yes, they can.
question and
Print out
maybe
of
the
it,
second
sir.
last question is that how explainable AI will help us in future, and especially with all these systems that currently are getting developed by AI, explainable AI will be a permanent module of it.
Ideally, yes. Most of the systems, if not all, will have an explainable model. For example, you have an application which our meeting stories have developed before 3-4 days. There was a presentation. The application is, the person is customer is asking for a loan, and the loan granting or denial is
ఎన్ని
automated,
రాయమంటారు సార్
completely
ఇప్పుడు 3
automated
వీక్స్
using
సార్
AI.
ఫస్ట్ నుండి 20 వరకు
Once person is granting or rejecting, particularly in
Invitation
case of
level.
rejection, the customer would like to know
నేను
that why it has been
ఏమో సార్
rejected.
చూడాలా
So your AI algorithm will reject that, but why? That to be explained. So if there are 24 parameters, which was there in the application, so I remember the AI algorithm needs to explain this condition was not met, your credit history was bad, or whatever is the reason. That's what it has been rejected. So this is explanation by AI algorithm. For example, if you are developing a autonomous car and the car meets with an accident, then one has to find out the cause of that. Once you go to the legal case and so on. So you need to find out from the black box which is there in the car that what has happened. So that explanations by the algorithms are mandatory. If AI algorithm is suggesting that this particular disease is diagnosis for this particular patient, okay, and then medicine is given, and let's say something happens to the patient, then one has to find out that as well. So the explanations are mandatory in most of the mission critical applications in case of AI. I will end here because my BTech student have done this is this credit risk application whereby algorithm is predicting that loan is granted or not granted. These explanations are finally stored in blockchain by the students, so that if there is a legal case filed by a student or by a rather applicant, okay, then we can verify the evidences which are present in blockchain, because blockchain is ideally supposed to be an immutable record storing mechanism. So explanations are stored in that, and once there is a legal case is filed by an applicant, the law mechanism can find out that and verify that. So this was demonstrated by our BTech students. It has been implemented completely.
Now, so the last question is that what is the concept of transfer learning and how effectively it is changing the predictions which are being given by AI/ML applications?
So transfer learning is nothing but something has been learned earlier by an algorithm. You need not to do it again. It's like in a rough way, it is object-oriented programming, reusability, right? So whereby suppose I have a database of 10,000 images and I have trained the network. So network is knowing all the 10,000 images and it can classify very well, which is available. Let's say ImageNet is available to download from GitHub. I got a new image which is not out of the 10,000, then I need not to train the network again, because only some fine tuning is required to be done. So I take all the parameters of the network as it is. I use some of the new images and fine tune the network. So ultimately transfer learning is nothing but whatever has been learned, no need to do it again. So no need to reinvent the wheel. That's it, best answer to that. So there are several ways of transfer learning. You can learn from a lot of blogs in that.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we would be stopping here with the question and
అంటే
answer
ఏంటి సార్
session as
ఫొటోసా
well. And a very huge thank you to all the
మరి అవి
students
ఎట్లా
who
పంపించాలి
have
సార్
actually joined
ఫొటోస్
in
తీసి పంపించాలా
today, have heard the session, as well as also very thankful to all the participants apart from students, that is IIT professionals who have joined in, as well as the faculty members also who have joined in, because when the students are so inquisitive regarding learning AI and machine learning, there is an added responsibility on us as faculties to be the facilitator to them in this journey, where we also have to learn AI and machine learning, and make them also understand that what are the proper ways of using AI and machine learning. It is not so that the trend is of AI and machine learning, so we all should be running after that. Instead, we have to use our own expertise and see that how AI and machine learning can be used in our expert domains. That is what is very, very important currently. So this is basically an initiative by Symbiosis Institute of Technology, where we have started a series of webinars, and we are trying to create an awareness among all the what we can say the masses, especially the younger generation, because there is lots and lots of misinformation that is available currently regarding which streams to go for, which career to choose for, why only AI and machine learning, is it so difficult to learn. So, as we are a very research intensive institution, and where definitely because of Dr. Kotecha, we all are somehow working in this domain, we thought that this is the right time as well as the right platform where we should help all of our colleagues who are working in various engineering colleges, as well as the students who are currently in that dilemma of what to learn and what not to learn and from where to learn. So we are continuing these web series, and we can say that these webinars, next webinar will be
ఉన్నాయి
on
సార్
9th, which is especially for
ఉంది
first year
సార్
students as well as for the lateral entry students, where
6th to
they
7th
are
ఉంది సార్
currently tossed into the confusion that whether
అవును
an
సార్
engineering would be a proper career for them to choose post COVID. So we would be taking on various questions regarding how to choose a proper career and why to choose engineering, what are the career avenues, and next on 10th we have a webinar especially for the students who are in the final year or third year, because again due to COVID there is lots of uncertainty that has been introduced into their career path as well. So we would be talking about that what can be the career avenues after completing engineering. And for this webinar, I would be joined with the esteemed head of the departments of various departments such as computer science, electronics and telecommunication, and mechanical engineering. So hope you all would be benefited by these webinars also. Now, if you have any kind of questions or you would like to, ask more questions to us or get some clarification, we will be happy to help all of you. So on our website there is a facility given known as Talk to Us. You can just go there and fill the form, and we will be getting connected with all of you and trying to answer more and more questions of yours. If you have any kind of confusion regarding the career as well as the stream to choose for, or the kind of professional courses to go for, and all these things. So I hope that all of you have gained a very good insight by today's webinar. And thank you so much for taking time out and joining us today for the session, as well as I want to welcome to all my colleagues, Dr. Satish, Dr. Shraddha, Dr.
Second year ECA, EFW,
Professor Pooja, Professor
LTNL,
Priya, because
Maths,
all of them have
Lika, ADE,
helped
ADC.
immensely to make this webinar happen today. And
Sirvai,
the
పంపిస్తావా?
journey of us reaching to you has been not possible without the efforts and the coordination that has been done by all my faculty colleagues. So thank you so much everybody, and hope to see you all soon in the next webinar on 9 as well as on 10. Thank you so much.
4 రాయాలా సార్ వీక్ సార్ వీక్కి 2 అన్నట్ట వీక్ 2 6 రాయమంటారా సార్ అంతే ఉన్నాయి సార్
ప్రకాష్ పైన మేడం
పెన్ని సార్ 6 రాస్తానా సార్ మీ
పెన్నులు కూడా
సెకండ్ లెవెల్నా
May 2nd ఒకటి May 11th నా డేట్ యాడ్ చేసింది నేను పీరియడ్ తీసుకొని వస్తున్నాను
మే 4th తిరిగిపోయినది.
అవి ఎడిట్ చేయడానికి ఎంత సెట్
ఉన్నాయి కదా మే 13th ఒకటి.
ஒரு பெண்ணில் அதுக்கு பெண்ணை పట్టుకరా పోయి ఉందా జీపీఎస్
యువరాజ్ సార్
అటెండెన్స్ లిస్ట్ కూడా రాస్తున్నా
ఏ డేట్స్లో చెప్పాము అని
అది ఎంతమంది ప్రజెంట్ అయిన కూడా రాస్తున్నారా ఏం మన దగ్గర ఉంటాయి కదా
మనం ఎన్ని చెప్పినామని ఎన్ని క్లాసులు చెప్పినామని
మేలో 4 అయినాయి.
మేలా బాగానే ఉన్నాయి ఇక
4 అయినాయి సార్, ఎంత తక్కువ.
అవి కూడా 4. మే ఫస్ట్ వీక్ అంటే ఫస్ట్ నుంచి అంటే గురువారం నుంచి వస్తుంది. ఆ వీక్ క్యాన్సల్. అది మండే బుధవారం అయినాయి. మండే వెడ్నెస్డే ఓన్లీ క్లాస్
డేట్లా అవి?
డేట్ 6th.
ఈ మెకానికల్ వాళ్ళకి అవసరం లేదా? మెకానికల్ లేడుగా ఇక.
7th.
సరే అంత ఎందుకు, మెయిన్ ఏంటనే కదా అన్నీ 10కు 6కి ఎప్పుడెప్పుడు తీసుకుంటే రాష్ట్ర అయిపోతాయి కదా. పక్కకు మెయిన్ ఎందుకు రాస్తున్నాం సపరేట్గా? అట్లా పేపర్ నిండిపోతుంది. 4 తీసుకున్నా
ఇచ్చేస్తారు అంతే వస్తుంది
క్లాస్
అంతే.
అయిపోయిందా?
నాకు చెప్పాలా?
అయిపోయింది, ఎండ్ అయింది.
నా చెప్పాలా సార్?
చెప్పండి. ఇనిషియల్ లేదు వీగా మీది?
మే లాగా 3 సరిపోతాయా? 4 సరిపోతాయా?
5-6 పెడదాం.
4, 6, 13 నాది రాసుకో. 4, 6,
May
13,
5th.
18.
ఒక్క నిమిషం సంతోషాలు.
మే 5కి సార్.
ఏంటో 4ఆ?
4, 6,
6th,
13,
13,
18.
18.
మే 5 నాకు సార్ కింద ఉంది.
4 అవుతున్నాయి ఇప్పుడు.
ఓకే రాస్తానండి మే అని. మే 4, 6 అవుతుంది ఈ రెగ్యులర్.
5th ఒకటి.
5th మే 5th.
మే 12. థర్టీన్ సార్.
13ఆ? 13.
19 అంతే. 19 సార్.
19ఆ?
19.
4 అయినాయిగా.
అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి లాస్ట్. ఇవే ప్రూఫ్స్ అండి మళ్ళా.
అయ్యే ఫోటోలు తీసుకోవాలి.
ఏడ తీసుకోవాలి? మెకానికల్ వల్ల అయితే బొక్క అలా ఎవరు రాలేరు. ఒక 4 సార్లు కాల్ చేసిన రెస్పాన్స్ లేదు. ఇక అలా వాడేసిన బొక్క. మెకానికల్ వాళ్ళే తీసుకున్నాయి. మే 3 ఉంటాయి కదా. మే 14 ఒకటి ఉన్నది.
బాగానే ఉన్నట్టుంది సార్.
2